Today, eat like a local. We have so much beautiful food in this city, but sometimes you gotta drink like a local. We're gonna start that off today at the Four Seasons Hotel. Bayou and Bottle downstairs is an absolutely fantastic, beautiful bar. Great cocktails, great staff. But they got something really cool going on at this hotel, a little speakeasy, if you will. You make a reservation. When you walk in, there's a host waiting for you downstairs, and then you get taken up through the back elevators. It's kind of this experience that you just don't get anywhere else. Nailed it. Look at that. Look at this. What's up, boys? Sitting here with Jonathan and Zachary. Talk to me about Bandista.
Bandista is our speakeasy inside the Four Seasons. A very intimate setting, reservations only. The inspiration was to transport the journey that mezcaleros and tequileros used to take from Mexico into Texas during Prohibition. So when tequila and mezcal wasn't allowed in the country, they smuggled it in, similar to the way you just got smuggled into our bar.
I literally did get just smuggled in here, which was amazing. So what is this? What do you got going on?
Everyone gets a beautiful welcome cocktail that changes based on how we feel. In this case, gave you a nice, beautiful Vesper martini. Nice little...
I love how you feel today.
Crisp, clean, boozy.
Oh man, that's fantastic. Yeah. That's amazing. And I couldn't imagine a better cocktail to start than a Vesper. So I don't know whoever did that, but thank you very much. I think this is definitely the bar where you come in and say, whatever I should have, let's go.
100%.
It's cliche, but my favorite thing to make is the thing that'll make you the happiest.
What is this?
He's gonna be muddling micro cilantro. Whenever you would normally just have an herb into a cocktail, you shake it, you're gonna get bits and pieces of the flavor, but it's not as intense as this is gonna be. With the chill factor, it doesn't allow the cilantro to break down as much, so it keeps the freshness alive in the drink.
Because you instantly froze it.
Exactly.
And we juice all of our juices fresh in here.
So what is this one?
Some fresh cucumber juice, and then a little bit of fresh pineapple.
I like where we're at.
And since we're on a gin mood, this cocktail has actually two different gins. You have St. George Terroir and Monkey 47, and then also just I put a little bit of absinthe in there to cut through at the back.
This is gorgeous. Compressed cucumber?
So we actually compress the cucumber with all of the ingredients of the cocktail as well.
Really?
So therefore you get the cocktail in a bite and a sip.
So this is our writer's block.
Oh, that's, wow.
So this drink
That
was
cilantro comes through deliciously.
the nitro muddle.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
Where are we going now?
Well, we're gonna get very spiritual here.
So again, with most of the cocktails in the room, we always try and create an experience for the guest. So this experience comes in more than just the cocktail as well. It comes with an aromatic scent. So this is Palo Santo wood. It's known as the holy wood, South America. Little hints of vanilla. So we actually light this and leave it embering next to the cocktail.
So all you have to worry about is just taking a glass, place it underneath this guy.
And then, so the cocktail itself as well, tequila based. We use Patron El Cielo. It has a bit of a ancho chili liqueur, lime juice, purple carrots, which actually is what gives it the color. And then we clarify the whole thing with a milk punch clarification process.
What?
Lots of science.
Super old technique. I was around when Benjamin Franklin was making drinks. They would take milk and pour it into a citrus-based cocktail. Citrus was only a seasonal fruit. They didn't have proper refrigeration, so to keep citrus alive during non-citrus seasons, they would clarify it with a milk punch.
What'd you put on top?
Just a little bit of a beautiful spoke blend.
But I mean, this is so well balanced. A good sweetness, but it has a good bite. It has a good flavor profile. It has everything that you really want. Pretty cool. All right, what's next?
So we're gonna send you down a little bit boozier of a path.
All right, I liked where we started. I like the progression.
So this is our little take on a old-fashioned style cocktail. This is called the Atonement. So Teeling Irish Whiskey, this is their single pot still, so it's a single distilled Irish whiskey. Already just dealing with a lot more bold flavors than you would in most traditional that are triple distilled. Plus a little bit of Punta Mez, which is a really cool sweet vermouth. Like a perfect marriage between a Amaro and a vermouth.
Okay.
So you get the nice little bitter aspect to it.
I love that.
Insanely delicious. And then a touch of Tempus Fugit's Creme de Noya, which is a stone fruit pith liqueur. And what's fun about this guy is you actually get to have a little fun with it as well.
What? Interactive?
This is the atonement. And a tiny little molcajete. You have a mixture of pink peppercorn, black lava salt, and turbinado sugar. Just give it a small little grind, and you're gonna take it and put it on that block of ice, and that'll finish your drink. That way, as you slowly drink the cocktail, it'll slowly incorporate itself into the drink, as well as give you a nice little aromatic. People always ask, is it sweet? I'm like, it's soft.
Yeah, it's
a long,
it's subtle.
elegant- yeah.
This is delicious. I think salt is just good in drinks, right? And how much flavor that brings forward, and people brings everything to the front of the palate, and it spreads it out. It really shines through here. Golly, good job on that. That's awesome.
So this last one, it's our Pim's Cup.
Oh, nice.
It's interactive. We would want you to be able to build your own. Pour from the porthole decanter, which is gonna slowly infuse the cocktail over time as well, so don't pour all of it. But pour maybe to about half, top with your mixer, and then find the ratio that you enjoy.
So what do you have in here? I can see grapefruit, strawberry, raspberry, blackberry.
A little bit of micro herbs, some fresh flowers, and it changes seasonally based on what we get fresh.
And the actual booze, we use Pim's, and then we also add the addition of a Japanese gin called Komasa. It actually uses about 200 tangerines per bottle.
And then just tonic?
So this is a cucumber tonic to just impart more of that cucumber flavor, and then a hint of lemon juice.
Look at the garnishes on this game. Golly. And it's just beautiful aromatic before you even get there. You guys are smart. You guys are doing a fantastic job here.
I appreciate it.
This isn't your average Pim's Cup. So what do you get to drink at Bandista? First, you gotta find it. Then, sit back, relax, because they are amazing. All right, we just had a cocktail at Bandista. Now we're gonna head over to Johnny's Gold Brick. Today we're gonna go talk to Benji about Johnny's Gold Brick. Just a great bar, really invested into the neighborhood, just in a great drink, cocktail kind of vibe. Let's go check it out. So we're sitting here at Johnny's Gold Brick. This has been around for a while.
We are coming up on 10 years. This has been a bar since it opened in 56. It was started by a woman named Billy, who retired from the Port of Houston and realized a year into her retirement that she was gonna run out of money because she was just drinking at bars. So like the obvious solution, build your own bar. So she and her partner, Arthur, he was a stonemason, and so he built the building. They opened Billy's. Then it was bought by a woman named Jackie, whose claim to fame is that she is the first art car ever made in Houston. So she opened a bar called the Boom Boom Room. Jackie decided she didn't want to bother running it anymore. She told us that it had been a bar called Johnny's Gold Brick. And so when we were thinking of the name, we were like, well, done. Like, that's a great name.
Yeah.
And we thought that we were naming it after the first bar that was here. 4 years later, a woman comes in and says, man, I love what you guys have done with this. This is actually my grandmother's bar. Because I just got to ask, why is it called Johnny's Gold Brick? And the bartender said, well, that was, we just named it after the first bar. And she said, yeah, but that wasn't the name of the first bar. It was called Billy's Gold Brick. And so we were like, well, I mean, at this point,
we're not changing it.
We already made the sign, so.
So what's the idea behind Johnny's?
So when we opened Johnny's, it was 2015. Craft cocktails were still new-ish, and so there were craft cocktail bars in the city, and you could get classic cocktail, and they were sort of starting to do more original cocktails. And so I was really interested in that, but then also for me, like the bars that I grew up going to were like neighborhood bars, and so like for me it was the Poison Girl. The real definition of a neighborhood bar is there is a decent chance that you will either help a bartender or a bartender will help you when you have to move apartments. Like that's how you know that it's a neighborhood bar. So like we opened Johnny's with the idea like, why can't a neighborhood bar make great craft cocktails? And so when we first opened, we had a list on the wall, affordable, accessible, well-made cocktails. Like nothing super obscure.
Let me be very clear, $10. So I can come in here and get a $10 martini at any time, or a $10 Manhattan, or a $10 Old Fashioned.
The Boilermaker is a great example because the Boilermaker here is a Lone Star in a bottle, and the shot is a Old Fashioned.
I'm okay with all that.
It's like the high-low.
We've got this wall of $10 cocktails. They were $8 at the time, but
And in 2-4 years, they'll be $12 cocktails. And you know what? It'll still be a deal.
And I think that's an important thing too, because people come in and they're like, "Well, how come these are only $10?" And I'm like, "Because we're idiots. Like, this is exactly as good, if not better, than the version of this that you're gonna get anywhere else in the city." We opened. We're doing these cocktails. We've hired all these like hotshot young bartenders who, after 2 months, they came and they said, "Hey, like, we're bored of making the same cocktails, and like, we want to do our own thing." And they decided at that time that they were going to do a monthly cocktail menu. These super progressive, groundbreaking cocktails.
We work really hard on making sure it's a balance and there's something for everybody, not just what we as bartenders want to make. So it would just be a bunch of Negroni riffs all over the menu.
Should we make some drinks?
I want a drink.
We kind of hang our hat on here at Johnny's is a really good old fashioned for $9.99. It's usually in our #1 selling cocktail for the week.
People occasionally ask, like, what's the Johnny's Old Fashioned recipe? But then whenever I give anyone the recipe, I say, not only have I given you the Old Fashioned recipe, I've also just given you the Johnny's business plan.
It's like just watching that was effortlessly, because you made a million of these.
Probably literally a billion.
Yeah, probably close to a million at this point.
I love that too. It's got the whole map of the Heights on here. I mean, this is delicious.
We've over time have like made the espresso martini not on our wall by any means, but a part of what it is.
You know what? In my generation of growing up, that was not a drink.
No. I think there's two things. One,
right.
People were like, I'm too old to order vodka Red Bull.
Oh, that might be it.
And people really like been drinking at home all of COVID. I want to have a cocktail that I can't make for myself, and the espresso martini really fit that well. And that's one where people are like, can I have the recipe? And I'm like, yeah, but like when you make that at home,
It's not gonna be the same.
it's not gonna be the same. Nothing but fresh espresso gave us like the foam.
We use a locally roasted coffee from our coffee shop right behind us, and then use a coffee liqueur that's made in the Heights as well.
That's cool. Say post,
It's an after dinner.
right? Or a 4 o'clocker.
Right.
Or a
Yeah.
5 o'clocker when you're like, I'm not young anymore, and but can you rock me a decaf? Like, it's delightful.
It's good.
It's one of those things you like, I don't want to like this, I really like this.
Yep.
I want the Cosmo to come back.
I think Cosmo is a great cocktail. Yeah, people come in like, can I order a Cosmo?
Oh, I'm gonna order a Cosmo from you right here in a minute.
Yeah. Every time someone does, we're always like, absolutely.
A personal like goal
I think it's reasonable.
to try and push the Cosmo forward. Because if it can happen to that,
Because sometimes you realize, like, wait, what's happening? And then you go, oh, this was on some reality TV show that I don't watch, you know, and then all of a sudden.
did Sex in the City like go away? Because that was the Cosmo era,
That was
right?
the Cosmo, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, you get a lot of run on Cosmos after this. It's because I'm gonna keep
Be like
talking
a
about it.
logo.
What is this?
So this is one of the other cocktails that we have on our menu. This one is the Dreaming of Aussie. This is an individual cocktail by one of the bartenders here. Her name is Lindsay. And she took inspiration from this cocktail from eating at a local restaurant in Cultivare. And at the end of the meal, she got this really beautiful panna cotta, and she wanted to turn this into a drink. She infused berries into honey, a little bit of blanc vermouth, and then 2 different kinds of whiskey. And the foam on top is going to be a goat's milk and heavy cream and vanilla foam. And then the little top is going to be a topper of honeycomb.
On there, it's beautiful. What you said was romantic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
They've got these long, complicated processes to get to what's ultimately like a tasty, easy drinker.
like this right here makes me realize why I don't own a cocktail bar, right? That would be, oh, I had this dish, and then every cocktail would be based on a dish. You should let me come make drinks one day. You have a chicken parm cocktail.
When we talk about like the inspiration, you start getting into those kind of weird things. And then things that are even as simple as like, I want to make this style of cocktail. And one of the guys on team right now, Rob, he was like, I want to make a shandy style cocktail. So a light, refreshing, longer style cocktail, and then fell into like, okay, well, we haven't worked with Pisco yet. What pairs with Pisco? Came up with this. So this is the whippersnapper. Pisco that's been infused with walnuts, a little bit of clarified orange juice, clarified and acid corrected, a fresh apricot syrup, a couple of drops of vanilla. It's topped off with a little bit of a sour beer.
Just crushable.
Yeah, easy.
You can taste all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all there. That's really good. You got mayonnaise?
Hunder and crema.
Nice.
So we've always done non-alcoholic cocktails, and for a long time it was sort of just like, oh, ask the bartender and, you know, they'll make you something good. And we were talking to some friends, you know, who don't drink, you know, and they were saying, well, how come the people who drink cocktails get to choose something off the menu, and when I want something, it's like just a random... So we've started offering as many of our monthly cocktails as we reasonably can in non-alcoholic versions. The alcoholic version of this is a frozen drink. It is Angel, who's our current bar manager. She grew up eating plantains with Honduran crema, and so she wanted to make a frozen drink that sort of like encapsulated that flavor profile. And then she realized, oh, I can take this syrup and make a non-alcoholic version.
Yeah, so this one is going to be a plantain syrup, Honduran crema, a little bit of lemon juice, and then a little bit of turbo.
I mean, that's delicious.
Oh, it's like, again, making sure that everyone feels comfortable and welcome here, no matter what, is really important to us.
That's why you've been here 10 years so far.
And I finally, against my better judgment, bought a food truck.
Yeah, you did. I was looking at the food menu. It looks pretty good.
Guys in the truck are really talented.
The food truck menu follows a very similar, where I'm like, look, we're gonna keep this affordable, and we're gonna hit the basics, and we're gonna do them well, because like 90% of the time, that's what people want. But then we've also been doing like, we're inviting sous chefs from around the city to do.
I know, I asked. You won't let me in because I'm
you're
not a sous chef. But I'm not a chef either, so I mean, I guess I... Johnny's Gold Brick, one of the great bars in this city for sure. It's got a great mix of like that old school shot and a beer, but it's also got classics. And $10 for an old fashioned or a martini. And then they have their bartenders that come up with new drinks all the time. Pretty stellar. Hit it up. All right, so what do you get at Johnny's Gold Brick? Get that espresso martini. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's delicious. Then a $10 martini. Yeah, okay, I'm there for it. The monthly menu where the bartenders change the cocktails every month is very intriguing and really thoughtful. Go for one of those. The Cosmo, because we need to bring the Cosmo back. It needs its day again. I've said it before, and I'm going to continue to say it. The Cosmo needs to live again. So go out, hit your local cantinas, your local bars, your local restaurants, wherever you find a good Cosmo. Hit us up on Instagram. Eat like a local TX. Let me know where that's at, all right? All right, we just got done at Johnny's Gold Brick, but now going over to Toasted Coconut. I like coconut drinks. We've been drinking like a local, and I live right around the corner from here. Toasted Coconut is where I'm gonna drink like a local today. Tiki bar, delicious cocktails. I am gonna drink the Toasted Coconut today because that's what's delicious, and they do it right. So cocktails.
Yes, sir.
Let's do something.
Okay, I'm gonna get you started out with our signature cocktail, the Toasted Coconut.
Awesome, I like that. This bar is focused on rum and tiki drinks and delicious libations that just take you and transport you to different places in the world. So tell me a little bit about the bar. What is the focus of this bar?
I really wanted us to pay the respects to the rums that are indigenous to the countries in which they are coming from. You have these different recipes that call for different rums. Like when we do coquito, it's only Puerto Rican rums because it's a traditional Puerto Rican seasonal drink. Okay. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to train our bar staff to appreciate the rums that we have on the back, that we're paying attention to the history behind it, and we're paying respect to it as well. This is our Toasted Coconut. There is Coco Lopez in there. We caramelize it in the can for about 8 hours. Once that's ready, it's gonna have a 3 rum blend, Nicaraguan rum, Jamaican rum, and an overproof Barbados rum in there, coconut water, lime juice, and then we top it with cocoa aminos, so it's gonna give it that salty, savory component, so give it a stir before you enjoy it.
Frothy glass.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Is this the pina colada for the house? Or?
I would say it's very similar to it. This has been on our menu since day one, so this has always just been a staple. We do make a pina colada. We run it through our milkshake machine. Almost has that like Ramos Gin Fizz, like stability on top of it, like almost like a meringue.
All right, what else do you want to try?
What I want to make for you right now is a really fun take on a very traditional cocktail. So the Blood and Sand, I had a little bit of fun with it. I'm gonna make you my variation of it, which is a swizzle. It's gonna be a Blood and Sandals.
Blood and Sandals.
Blood
I like
and
that.
Sandals.
Can I see that little swizzle stick you got?
You can see my little...
That's really cool.
Yeah.
The first time I saw one of these, I was like, Huh? And they're like, yeah, it's a swizzle stick.
We swizzle things. So what I have in here is going to be monkey shoulder blended Scotch whiskey, cherry herring pog, which is passion fruit, orange, and guava nectar, and then lemon juice. So we still have like the same baseline of ingredients going on in here. We're just building it slightly different with a more tropical flavor profile going on.
Well, I feel like every time I get an iced coffee, this is what needs to happen.
It is exactly what should happen. Then we're gonna top it with the Blood and Sandals topper. So this is just going to be an equal parts Solera and our house red wine. Kind of brighten it up a little bit. All right, here you go. Cheers, Blood and Sandals.
Everything about this, just my mouth started to water. And you said that this goes well with dumplings here?
It does go well with dumplings, and I think we have dumplings for you.
Because there's, like, the food program here is very serious as well. I mean, dumplings, burgers, fried chicken, like, you got tuna tostadas, like.
We make everything in-house, and that is true both within the beverage program and with the food itself.
That's awesome. All right, this is great. And I think that's the best part about this is having these cocktails and having food that looks like this and tastes like this. All right, what you got going on?
So what we have in our zombie is going to be a Puerto Rican and a Jamaican rum. It's gonna have some 151 in there and some flairdom, which is gonna give it that like lime zest, nutmeg, baking spice note to it. Lime juice, grapefruit juice. It's gonna need to have a little bit of cinnamon going on in here. Some hibiscus tea for coloring because we want it to be this nice red color. What you saw me put in here earlier is going to be absinthe, Angostura, and a tiki bitters blend that we make in-house with 4 different bitters.
That's delightful.
Hope you like the drinks.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Where are the cocktail bars to go get a drink at? If you're out on Long Point, you owe it to yourself to go to Loose Cannon, and they have fantastic frozen pina coladas. High on the list. Head over to Reserve 101 if you're downtown. One of the best whiskey selections in the country. And then I'm gonna back that up with another place that has a great whiskey list. Boys and Girl, down on Montrose. Good place for just a shot of whiskey and a cold beer. Also, nobody ever looks at the back bar, and you should. It has a fantastic bourbon collection. All right, so toasted coconut, amazing cocktails, delicious food, lots of thought process put into all of it. We went to Bandista, we went to Johnny's Gold Brick, finished it at Toasted Coconut. Having your local, your place, it's pretty important. Everybody wants to be Norm. Norm! That's what it's all about. Until next time, what's next? Do I get to finish this drink? I can't say, do you know the actual name for a kolache? That's a meat-filled thing, because a kolache is a sweet. What is it called? Club sticky. Eat like a local, TX. Hit us up on Instagram, give us a follow, but also let us know where you're eating because I want to check those places out too. Maybe we'll go together. All right? We'll see you there.